They got me outside today. They have visitors from Texas today. So I'm not missing my class, man. Um, you know, let's see. Here we go. Yeah, one of her beautiful family members is a little youngster. She's 25. She just finished her master's degree in what you call it, physical therapy. So that was pretty cool. So she's out here. She'll be out here. She'll be out here for 13 weeks. So she's like a traveling physical therapist. So she's gonna be over in the San Francisco Bay Area, Pacifica or something like that. So that'd be cool. Good to have family around you. All right, guys. So today we're going to be dealing with part number one. Part number one is going to take us into, remember, all we're dealing with is past tense. That's all we're dealing with. There's going to be a future tense. There's going to be a present tense, and that's other chapters in the book. But for the next 7 chapters here, they have chapters 2 through 8. So there's 7 of them. We're going to be dealing with all the verbs that are in the past tense. Today, we're going to be dealing with the simple and forceful actions of verbs. Then lesson number 3, we're going to get into the causative verbs, right? And then we're going to talk about the active and passive verbs. And then we're going to talk about the forceful action verbs, you see, in their passive forms. And then 6 is going to be the causative action. And then doing the action on oneself, which is called the hitpael verbs. And then, of course, your past tense summary lesson in chapter number 8, which is not long at all. They just go over everything that we learned. So it's pretty straightforward. It's not hard at all. You guys are going to find this to be very simple. It's really simple. Just us identifying what these markers look like. They're going to give you 12 vocabulary words. So when you see that, you can go over that. They only have a few verbs in here, which is going to be, shavar, and I think the other one is shata. And those are dealing with the verbs. He drank or he broke. The other ones are nouns. Okay. So you'll go over that and put that in your vocabulary list. So you're adding on to the 200 plus that you've already have. And now what you're going to do too is that these vocabulary words are going to be the ones that they're actually going to use in the lesson. Okay. The way that these lessons are broken down, which makes it really, really easy, is into 3 groups. We're only going to be talking about 3 groups. Okay. From group number 1 is going to be that which is simple. That's simply as it is. Group number 2, they're not going to tell you the name of the actual action. They're going to wait for later to tell you that, which I think is pretty cool because they want to familiarize you with group 1, 2, and 3 because that has to do with the dots, and they'll show it to us in a second, okay, or later. So group 1, group 2, and group 3. So this one will be with forceful. So group 2 is forceful, which is something intensive, right? Intensively being done. And group number 3 is someone can cause someone else to do the action. Okay. And this is an active way of things happening. And of course, there's an active and there's a passive. So to describe these 3 types of actions in the Lashon HaKodesh, which is the set apart language in the Torah, they're going to tell us that actions can be done in those 3 different ways that we're discussing right now. There's more than this, but they're only going to teach us 3 at a time. Okay. So this one right here is the sound of what?
Ah.
Ah. That's all it is. It's a long A-H, okay? Sometimes you might see it translated as A-W, but A-H is fine, So when you see this, I don't want you just to say, well, it looks like a little T. That's fine, but I just need you to understand that you have to train yourself to know what sounds actually mean. That's the name of the game, is knowing what the sound, what does it mean? So when I say long, and you'd be like, man, what does that mean? That means simple. And so when you see a lot of these verbs, it's going to be a call, or it might be shamar, it might be la mad. That's very simple. So any that you hear is like, oh, that's a simple action. So you got to wrap your mind around it. You don't wrap your mind around just, knowing that it means simple. I want you to wrap your mind around how it sounds, because you're already going to remember this. It's easy. You're going to remember it's an sound. So that way you'll understand that this action is being done in a simple way. This one right here. Okay. And it's always going to be under the first letter, as you can see in both of our examples. It's always going to be, it's always going to be on the first root letter. So what's the sound for that?
Is it A?
There you go. Absolutely. So I want you to remember that when you say "eh" like that or it, remember the word it. That's all I want you to remember. It. Okay. Now there's some where you'll see a dot like this, and then you'll see a yod. And sometimes you'll see with just a dot. Okay. The dot by itself is a "eh" sound like you have right here. It. And then this one right here gives you another "eh," but it's a longer. So it's E. Okay. E. Okay. So one will be a "eh" and the other one's E. The reason why it has this sound here is because you got the yod and you got this dot. The dot by itself, just remember it's the dot over an I to make it. Okay. It's not an I, it's I. Okay. So I and then E. Okay. E. And so when you make that sound, when you say E or I, you gotta force it. When you say it's not forceful. You don't feel no resistance in your mouth or in your throat or in your face. When you say "eh," you got to move your lips back. "Eh," you got to open your mouth. "Eh," you got to put a vibration from the back of your throat to the roof of your mouth. "Eh," "eh" from the back. Do that right quick so you can feel it. Go ahead. "Eh."
E.
Do you feel that in the back of your throat? "Eh." You feel a vibration? Put your hand on your throat like this and just feel it go "eh." "Eh." It's forceful. Okay. Now I want you to put your hand over your throat and go ah, ah, ah. It's not as forceful. There's a little bit of a vibration, but it's not "eh." It's not that. Okay. It's ah, ah, like a relief, like ah. So that's very simple. Okay. This next one right here is not an actual just symbol, it's actually a letter. It's a letter that's in front of this in particular verb. Okay, and sometimes it's going to more than likely to have these three dots, which is a eh sound, an EH sound. Those three dots, those three bowling pins is usually an EH sound like eh. Okay, so it would be he, he, he. So what? How would I say he, occulti, he, occulti? Okay, that means that someone is causing someone else to do the action. That one right there is a little confusing for us because we never really thought about like thinking in terms like this or breaking it down. We just like, when you say I fed somebody, right? Or we don't ever say I caused someone else to eat. We don't think like that. We just said I fed somebody because we're the one doing the action. Well, what you're doing is you're causing someone else to do something. Whatever action you're doing, you're causing someone else to do it, right? So I may have fed them, but they're the ones who are eating. So I caused them to eat when I fed them, okay? Or when I dressed them, okay? You caused them, someone else to get dressed. So you clothe them, okay? So that's a different type of mindset, and we haven't been taught those things, especially in the English language. This is something foreign to us. So as you can see, group number one is going to be an odd. Group number two is the I, and group number three is the eh, the he. Okay. And those are the three ones that you're going to memorize. Sounds. And you practice that. I would say this like 7 times just by looking at it. I just look at it and say, ah, 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 ah. I do it 7 times. Then I turn around and do this 7 times and focus on it. And that's it. Another one is the he, he, he. We don't spend enough time practicing. Okay. But it says all in this lesson we're going to do, he says he's going to give you some more examples, and that's all we're going to do. It's going to give you some more examples of these things, and I want you guys to participate in this. It's really easy. Of course, I'm going to send it to you. All right. So as mentioned above, group number 1 describes an action being done in a simple way. In this group, the first root, okay, letter has this in particular mark underneath it, as you can see there. It's easy. It's right there. Group number 1 has that right underneath there, the very simple. Group number 2 is going to have the same root letter, meaning the first root letter, but it's going to have the I sound. And that has to do something that's forcefully. Instead of eating something on the very simple way, you're going to forcefully eat it, meaning I'm going to devour it. Instead of I broke something, or breaking something, I'm going to smash it with force. Instead of you just sending someone away, like I simply sent them away, forcefully, I sent away, okay? Not to return. So they give you those examples. And so when you look underneath it, it just gives you those basic markings that you can see right here. Very simple. That's what it means, okay? This is simple, and that's forceful. Simple and forceful. Simple and forceful. Is that hard?
No.
No, it's not. All you got to do is just take your time and you'll get it. So again, they tell you group number 1 is a simple action. Group number 2 is the 1 dot. Okay. It's not hard. Easy. Now, it says, now let's see how these verbs are being used in a sentence. Somebody read the first sentence to me.
Occulty. It.
Eth.
Halatim. Halal.
Good. Halakim. Halakim. There you go. Or I said halal. Halelkim. Halelkim.
Halal.
Yeah, halechim. Halechim. Halechem. Okay. So quiz question. Out of this sentence right here, I ate. What letter is the?
The hey.
Thank you. So we know that was attached. So this is a 3-letter root right here. And we know from our vocabulary that it's not a verb. Okay. We know that it's bread. Okay. That's what lechem is. Okay. Lechem. All right. We know this right here from our previous lessons that is a direct object marker. That's like pointing me directly to what I did eat. I ate the bread. Okay. The first letter is the verb, or the first word is the verb. What part of this is I?
The T.
There you go. The tav with the yod. Okay. T. That is your suffix. They call it a sufformative, but it's called something as what we say a suffix. You just added it to it. Okay. It's at the end of the verb. So what is it? Is it past, present, or future?
Past.
Thank you, because that's all we're worrying about for the next 7 chapters. Excellent. How do you say this verb right here? Just this verb. Yes. Who said that? Is that Dr. Kavika? It's true. That's exactly what it is. Ik kalti. Ik kalti. Ik kalti. Not a kalti. It's ik kalti. So you got to remember those sounds. Perfect. Excellent. Now, if you notice, what's the difference not only between these 2 markers down here, but what's different about these 2 verbs? What's the difference besides the first letter with a simple action and a forcitive? What's different?
Okay, has the dot in the middle of the word.
Yes, the dot right here inside of this cough right here tells you it's a little symbol that tells you when you see a dot in a second letter, Just a little heads up. It lets you know that it's forceful. That's another sign. If you notice right here, it doesn't have that dot. That dot is called a dagesh. Okay. It doesn't have that dagesh. Right. So that little dot right there means that it's a little clue to let you know that something's done forcefully. Even if you look down here, it has that dot in it. See that? So you got two clues. You got the dot by itself, and then you got the one inside the letter. That lets you know that that is a forceful action being done. Okay. Somebody read number 3 for me. So our Torah portion we'll be talking about coming up next week. What's the name of the person?
Noah.
Yeah, Noach. What did he do?
He said,
Shalak.
Yeah, he shalak, but did he do it in a forceful way or did he do it in a simple way?
simple,
He did it simple. Why is it simple, Akoti?
the T under the SH.
Yeah, it's a just say it's a yeah. Forget about what it looks like. You already know what it looks like. Tell me what it sounds like. See, I don't want you guys to make the mistake that I made. I used to just read things and say, okay, I can memorize this. I can memorize that. I got to remember what that looks like. I got to remember what that looks like. And the whole time I forgot the name of the game. The name of the game is to remember what it sounds like. And they're not putting emphasis on that in this book. They're just trying to show you what it looks like, which is cool, but you still got to sound it out. Okay. I'll say a word right now. You tell me if it's forceful or if it's simple. Shibartu.
Forceful.
Thank you. I don't even care what the word is. Okay. I didn't even ask you, what did I say? I just told you shibarti. Okay. That's all it is. Now I'll say something that's in a very, I ain't gonna tell you which way I'm gonna say it. I'll just say it. Lamad. Simple or forceful?
Simple.
Simple. You see, so get used to that. And you guys have people around you guys, so you know you guys can talk to each other. That's awesome. Okay. So Noach, he sent in a very simple way, and here's an arrow. That's what this eth means. What did he send? What did he send?
Yonah.
Yeah, the high Yonah. Yes.
Yonah.
The high Yonah, and the Yonah is the dove, also known as Jonah, the prophet Yonah, right? And then min means from. And so where did he send him from?
The Teva.
There you go. The ha teva. Perfect. So the ha is the, and teva is a vocabulary word that lets you know that it's the ark. Okay. So ha teva. So Noach is shalak et the ha Yonah de min ha teva. And when you get this, I want you to say that. Noach shalak et. Just start with these two right here. You don't have to do the whole sentence. What I want to teach you too, because it's about learning, right? It's not just about showing you things. I want to teach you how to do these things. So what does it say right here? In the box. What does it say?
Noach sent.
There you go. Say it again.
Shalak.
You said Noach Shalak, right? Noach Shalak. Okay. Noach Shalak. Now make a song.
Noach Shalak.
There you go. Noach Shalak. Noach Shalak. Noach Shalak. Noah Sha. You got to get that I in there, right? So you learn by song because it means something to you. Now I'm going to do an exercise with you all so you'll know that I'm telling you the truth. I'm going to sing something and then I want you to say just a few letters and I'll join back in with you and then we'll start over again. I'll start it, I'll stop, and you say it. Okay, so we want to see the power of this. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
A, B, C.
D.
Continue.
E,
F, G.
G, H, I, J.
KLMNOP
QRS. Go ahead.
TUV
I'll say it. WX.
Y and Z.
Now I know my
ABC.
next time. Won't you?
C.
Me. Now, how is it possible that over the last, for me, the last, what, 40 something years, I haven't had to sing that song? Okay. No, but I take that back as I did with the kids. But what I'm saying is, how were you able to keep up with the cadence? How did you know how to keep that rhythm? How'd you know? I didn't have to tell you how to do it. You already know how to do it, right? That's the power of song. That's the power of rhythm. You'll remember something if you have a rhythm. You got to create a rhythm. If I said A, B, C, D, that means nothing. That's why they taught it to the kids, because you're in a group of kids and you don't want to feel dumb. Everybody's laughing, have a good time looking around. If you weren't singing, you would feel stupid. So you would join in with the song. And here we are today singing it decades later, and everybody can still know what the harmony is, know what the beat is. So I mentioned that to tell you the power of song. So when you get something, if you don't understand it at first, just take a little piece of it. Noach shalak et hayona min ha-teva. You understand? You can put whatever beat you want it. Noach shalak et the hayona, the min, the ha, the teva. Okay. So in order to increase your vocabulary, you just start with a little bit of something. Noach shalak et, Noach shalak et hayona, hayona, hayona. Okay. So, and then once you get the Noach shalak down, then you'll go to et the hayona. Noach shalak et hayona, Noach shalak et hayona, Noach shalak. See? Noach shalak et hayona min ha-teva. Okay, that's how you do it. Piece it up, break it down. Don't just try to get everything in one thing like Noach shalak et hayona min ha. Don't do that. Get you what you understand, piece it up, and then go ahead and say the next one. Et hayona, then the next one, min ha-teva. And learn what each one of these mean. Noach, once you know how to say his name, you don't have to worry about the vowel points anymore. As soon as you see a noon and a ket together, you would automatically know, oh, that's Noach. If you saw this verb here, you knew what it is. Oh, that's shalak. He simply sent the dove from the ark. That's it. Okay. Now, somebody read this one.
Noach shalak the haona GS from
Yeah.
Noach.
I didn't ask you to
Yeah.
remember, listen carefully what I said. I'm your teacher. I didn't ask you to translate it. I just want you to read it. I don't care about translation right now. I just need you to read it. Don't translate. Don't do that. Because that's not, what that's going to do is hinder your growth. Because you're so worried about what does it mean. And I'm not teaching you what it means. I'm just teaching you how to say it right now. The principle of learning this is not to find out what it means. Not right now. What it is Noach shilak et hayona de min ha-teva. Okay. So all I know is that I've read the other ones and I sang it, so I get it, right? So just read it.
Noach shalak ha Yona.
Yes.
I can't remember what that is.
Man ha-teva.
Yeah, min. So this is an M, and this is an N, and this is an I. So min. Look at when you look at that, go M-I-N.
Okay, men.
Min. Yeah, go min. Oh, that doesn't sound like min, but like you got to figure it out. Like, is that minimum or min? Minimal, or what I'm saying? Figure some way for you to remember it, whatever makes sense for you. Because we're not used to it because you don't see it all the time. But you got to, while you're doing this, you have to make up ways to remind you of things. Okay. So good job, the hateva. Okay. So hateva. Perfect. Okay. So now what I want you to do is I want you to read, I'm going to break it down in 3 pieces. And I want you to read it and with confidence. Each one by itself until you get it. Go ahead. First one.
Noah Shalom.
Okay. You said that like you know it.
Hey.
Did you hear the difference?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, because you know it. Because you know, you don't have to look at the dot over the N and the ak on the bottom. You know it's Noach. Noach Shilak. You already know that. So that was perfect. And when you read by yourselves at home, do it with confidence. Be like, damn, I know this. Noach Shilak. Boom, I'm done. Scratch that off the list. I don't even want to talk about it no more. What's this one?
And Haryana.
Eth Hayona. Hayona. They got 2 yods right there with that dot. It's letting you know you got to make 2 yods. So one is high and the other one is Yona because it's a name. Okay, Yona. And Yona is a dove. So Eth Hayona. Say it with confidence.
At Haryana.
Good. Say it again.
At Haryana.
All right, now slow it down real slow. Spread it out. Eth
At
Hayona. Speed it up.
Haryana.
Speed it up.
At Haryana.
Ethayona, 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 Ethayona. Noach Shilak Ethayona, Noach Shilak Ethayona, Noach Shilak Ethayona, no, Noach Shilak Ethayona, 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 Ethayona. So turn it into a rhythm. Otherwise, it won't stick. It won't stay with you. Okay. Teaching some my little secrets that I've developed over the last few years. What about this one?
Mem Ha Tava.
Okay, so now we got a problem. So now we got a problem with hateva, right? So let's break this down. Hateva, 3 syllables. Hateva. Yeah. Hateva.
Hateva.
Hateva, 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 Hateva. So min Hateva, min Hateva, min Hateva. Ethayona, Ethayona, Ethayona. Going backwards. Noah Shilak, Noah Shilak, Noah Shilak, Noah Shilaka, Ethayona, the min Hateva. No, you know, Noach, Noah Shilak, Ethayona, the min Hateva. Minateva. I don't care what it means. I don't care. I just want to be able to say it right now. Okay, that's it. Now that you got that done, is that a simple or a forceful way?
That's forceful.
It's very forceful. Okay, and it's because of that sound, and it's not only that dot, but it's the sound. And if you notice, the next letter has another dot in it. So that's another indicator, as we have already said. Okay. So I'm teaching you these things and you'll get it. And here's some more examples. Okay. And so they go down all the way to a call, akala, meaning she, and then ikola, akalunu, right? Akolnu, ikolnu, okay? Ikolnu, akolnu, ikolnu, akolnu, ikolnu, akolnu. Now I'm going to give you a test. I need you to listen. And I want you to look. Because you can't look because I'm going to say something and then you look on the board and try to figure out what I said. I'm going to go nice and slow. Shalaknu. Shalaknu.
We said
Yes. Shalaku. Shalaku. Huh?
It's not they sent.
They sent, yeah. Big car, big car, big car.
He wept.
Yes. Now we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Okay. I say a word, you tell me whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5. Okay. And all I want to say is you just tell me if it's forceful or if it's simple. And the number where I just said. Equality. Equality.
Number 4. They sent. Oh, wait.
Equality.
Number 1,
Number 1. Is that it?
forceful.
Forceful. Thank you. She lock nu. She lock nu. Getting African on you.
That's number 4, I think. And
She
it's
lock nu. She lock nu. Nu.
3,
3. Forceful or simple?
forceful.
I'll say it. You tell me what I just said. Ah. 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 What kind of action is that?
simple.
Thank you. Now you test me now.
Mm.
Put me to the test. See if I can hear it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna close my eyes.
Lock new.
What'd you say?
Lock new.
Shil lock nu. Okay. So I heard the shil, right? And I know I can remember shalak, right? And I can remember the new. So that is a forceful sending of we, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay. I have my eyes closed. That's what you need to do. Close your eyes. Have somebody say something to you where you can ask, do I remember it? So if you know, I had to kind of, when I had my eyes closed and I had to listen carefully, I know the shil and I know the la, because I know what we're talking about. So I know that's the sin, but I knew I had to listen for the I or the ah. And I also had to listen to what that last suffix was, which was the new. Okay. So you got to know your suffixes, right? New, I know it means we. Okay. I know shil is to send. So to send away versus we sent. Okay. Guys got that?
Mhm.
That's what you should do. Because it's about sound. It's not just what it looks like they're telling us right now. You got to look at the sound too. The sound is the most important. Okay. Because you got to hear it. All right. So here it is. Again, they're going to break everything down for you. You're going to have the simple and forceful. It's going to tell you about, I broke, you broke, first person, second person. It's going to be masculine, singular, the whole giddy up that you've always learned. He broke. There's no letter that's attached to the front or the end, but it is in the past tense because it's perfect. Just like the chart that I showed you, which I'm going to send over to you, which is a quick little cheat sheet right here. This blue one right here. If you notice, it's a box that doesn't have anything in it. That means there's nothing that's supposed to be added to it. If it's the T, right, on the end T, then it is the end. And that lets me know that I'm talking about a verb, I, first person. If it's he, there's nothing added to that verb. There's nothing added to those 3 letters. If it's we, it's new. If it's they, it's that oo on the end. If it's she and it's been feminized, that verb, it's a ah. Okay. If it's you, second person, masculine, singular, is ta. Okay. If it's you, female, singular, is t, t, t. Okay. If it's you, plural, male, is tem. If it's female, it's 10. You see? So just pieces to your puzzle. That's all. So when we look at our pieces to our puzzle, then that's what it is. We're like, oh, I know what this is. Oh, that's the reason why it doesn't have any letters on it. When he broke, there's nothing here. That means, remember, we just saw the box. It just had a box. That means there's nothing there. For he, it has to be nothing. So he is just empty. There's nothing. Okay. All three letters are automatically assumed to be the masculine plural, third person. Okay. So my question for you is this. When you look at this chart right here, I broke first person, second person, third person. Huh?
First person.
First person. It's common. That I could be a male or a female. That's why it's just T. Okay. That's first person common. Okay. This one, you right here in ta, it's the second person, singular, masculine. Here, second person. So as you see, one, second person, second person. These two are second persons. And then when we get here, I got to use my finger because I'm a little pen. That's three, that's the third person, and that's the third person. So you see how they added the ah right here to let you know that it's feminine. So same root all the way down. If you look at your list, just look for your little look for your roots. Shin, bet, resh, shin, bet, resh, shin, bet, resh, all the way down. But the only thing is they're changing these sounds underneath, which is represented by these marks. That's all the difference is. That's all it is. So when you got the little dot in the front and one here on the second one, it's like, oh, that's the action of smashing. You know, that's a very forceful way of doing something. Okay. The other ones are simple, I broke, but the other ones is I smashed everything. Same root all the way down to the end. Easy. Okay. So when you memorize these things, go back here again. When you memorize it, did I lose it? No. Now you're going to understand what these things mean. And that's not, it's easy. So you're going to have an exercise I'm going to send over to you. This exercise is going to ask you. So let's just do a few of them just for fun. All right. So we know a call means to eat. We all automatically know that. So we can see that by looking at the first three letters without any vowel points. They're all a call, a call, a call, a call, right? So we see that. So from here to here is nothing but eating. Now it's going to tell us how someone's eating something. Okay. So according to what we have here, we have this, and then we have this one, and then we have this, and then we have this one. But also too, you got to look at the ones on the end. Like what is that added to it? Because it's a past tense, because that's what we're dealing with. So let's go with the first one. We know it's to eat. The ta is going to tell us about whether it's a first person, second person, or third person. Which one is it?
Second.
Thank you. Excellent. Is that masculine or feminine? I'm going to make it easy for you. I don't want you to look at me differently after I give this to you, okay? Listen to me carefully. It's easy to remember this, okay? But no one wants to express it. When you're talking about a male, okay, think about it like this. This is a male image, okay? When you're dealing with a female, she's going to have two dots, okay? That's what she's going to have. When you're talking about a male image, he's going to have this and he's going to have that. You understand? Male and female body parts. Okay. That's all you got to remember. That's what it is. I believe that's the reason why they use it this way. Okay. So that's male. Anytime this is male and on the back of it, okay, for this second person, the female is going to have two dots. Okay. Easy to remember. So this is masculine. It's talking about you, second person, a call to eat. So you would say, a call ta. 3 syllables. Is this a simple action? Did he eat this in a simple way? Or did I, when I say he, did you eat this in a simple way, Dr. Ured, or did you eat it forcefully?
Simple.
Okay, excellent. Now, Dr. Ured, since we're talking about a masculine, we're talking about you. You're the one who did this. So you read it this way, and then you're going to translate this way. So if we're translating in the reverse, your brain is going to go right to left, and then you're going to go left to right. Okay. So I'm going to highlight here, and you tell me what I just said. You,
masculine,
yeah, you did what?
devoured,
Yes, that's all it is. Because you know what call means to eat, but that little dot told you that that's forceful, that's devour. So you don't have to waste your time looking at this any longer because you already know what it is. You already know what it means to eat. So when you first look at a word, you'd be like, okay, that's to eat. I'm done. I already know what that is. Got my vocabulary. Now, somebody tell me, what does this mean here? Because it's added. So what does that mean? Yes, absolutely. She, right? It's in the past tense. Okay. Now, that she right there, is it first person, second person, or third person?
Third.
Thank you.
Second.
It's third. You had it right. If it's the second person, it would have been and it would have had two dots right underneath it. So this is us. This is the third. If this was a masculine, third would have anything on it. It'd be three letters. Done is feminize this tense perfect because in Can you guys, I'm sorry, my connection broke. You guys still there?
yes, still here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Internet must have gone. Okay, so my question was this. If I'm looking at this right here, I would say automatically, just off of this part right here, because I've evaluated it, is that, as you said, it's a third person. And so when you talk about a third person, either going to be he or she. So what is it? So when to translate this, I would say first she what?
Well, she ate.
She ate. How did she do it?
Simple.
So basic, simple thing that she ate. Perfect. Right here, what does that say? What does she do now?
She devoured.
Thank you. That's it, right? So you got to know your pieces to the puzzle and how it works. This verb right here is to cry. Okay. So bika means to cry. Okay. So you tell me right now, is it masculine or feminine?
Masculine.
Got that ah on there. You got that ah. It's ah. There are some exceptions, but more than likely it's feminine. Okay. So how does she cry? Does she simply cry, or how does she cry?
It was forceful.
So how would a person cry forcefully?
Like hysterically.
They're gonna weep bitterly. It ain't like a couple of tears, like, just is you understand? All right. Here is done in a very simple way. Next one, what do you got? We know that the verb is what? What's the three-letter verb in here?
Shilak,
There you go. Shalak means to send. Okay. We got something that's added on the end. So it's a first person, second person, third person. So it is either first person common, singular, or first person common, plural. Which one? We.
That was cool.
Okay. Or us. How what did they do? Sentence has to
Sent.
make sense. We sent, but how did they send? In a forceful way or a simple way?
Forceful.
Well, they sent away, because you can just send, right? I sent, but they didn't send. They sent away. That means they literally pushed away. Okay. Next one. We did what?
We sent.
We sent. How do we do it? Just a very simple, calm way. I didn't force them out. If I force them away, I mean, I sent away. Okay. You understand? All right, you guys. That's your lesson. I'm gonna send this over to you. So congratulations. You completed lesson number 2. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Any questions?
No.
All right. Well, shalom to you guys. And I'll be sending this over to you immediately. You guys total or buy. It's not hard, is it? So just practice, go through your practice, and then do your sentences and write stuff out. If you don't know the letters that well, write out the shin, write out the aleph for the vowel there, and write out the lamed for L and then the H. And then you will, that's Sha'al. Oh, that's Rivqua. That's the name, the Etta say, the Lama. Oh, why? Ikolta. Oh, you ate it. You devoured at the Bahabasar, the flesh. Easy. You'll get it. It's simple. You guys did a wonderful job today. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'll see you guys next week. Shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat shalom.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom.